Welcome back to my channel again. Today I'll be talking about how I got an internship at Microsoft. So this is a Microsoft interns card. Working at Microsoft as an intern was awesome, really great. My dream came true. Lots of perks like softball tournament, free food, sushi, free concert with mukbang and deadmau5. Microsoft treats interns really well. There's so many events going on, almost like once in every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. They get-togethers. Almost 1,000 interns come to a Microsoft headquarters in Washington, Redmond, from all over the world, from Europe, from Asia, from United States, Canada, Australia. Signature event is one event where at the end of the internship around end of July, like when I was doing an intern at Microsoft in 2012-13, the Microsoft rented out the entire Boeing factory in Seattle, and we got invited to the party basically. So this is a actual Microsoft intern signature event invitation card, and the back of this card so I still keep this because it was a really great memory. Pretty much everybody kind of celebrates all the hard work they did during the summer internship at Microsoft, and then they just get nice food, drink, and then have a music concert usually.
I told my mom, tears rushing in my face. She's like, when you've loved girls since before pre-K. Been doing the math, like yeah, I'm good at Little League. A preconceived idea of what it all meant. I was gay, I would think hip-hop hates me. Have you read the YouTube comments lately?
We were given a free Microsoft Surface 2 at the time. So basically first I'm going to explain the application process. And it's going to be broken down into resume, cover letter, side project, grade point average. So let's talk about resume. For you, as a college student, basically you need to be proactive about getting experience as a software engineer or programmer or lead programmer. So do take program or project-based computer science course for sure. That gives you a experience about how to run a project, how all other people work together as a team to build an application or software, like team lead, documentation, QA, graphic designer, software engineer, all that. And pretty much company like Microsoft consists of so many different people. So do take a project-based course, and then try to take a role of software engineer or programmer. And get experience, build your resume by building more and more experience, and then do side project if you have more time, and that kind of doing a side project showcases you those people hiring managers that you have passion, and then you have motivation. You can take initiative to create some software or technology by yourself. And that is a really good indication that you are a self-starter and you're passionate about technology, and then you want to improve your skills, and you're passionate about building something, which is really cool. Tech coding interview. So how do we prepare for this tech coding interview? Basically, if you're applying for like big companies like Microsoft, Google, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Yahoo, what they're gonna do during an interview process is they're gonna first do a phone interview, like 30 minutes to 1 hour. They're gonna basically ask you about who you are, what do you do, and kinds of projects you have worked on and why you are interested in applying for like Microsoft. And then they're gonna ask you like a knowledge-based computer science questions, like how would you implement a data server, or they're gonna ask you about Java related questions about advantage of Java over C++, or how would you implement redo and undo function. And then if you pass this phone interview round, they're gonna ask you to come to their campus, and they're gonna usually do on-site tech coding interview where you are asked to write a code on a whiteboard in front of 1 or 2 interviewers in 40 minutes to 50 minutes, and then they're gonna usually ask 2 coding questions, or maybe 3. And then you are asked to write a code on a whiteboard like this on the spot. And then how you perform this coding question pretty much determines if you're gonna get a job at the Big Four or any kind of top software engineering company. So how to prepare yourself for tech coding interview is really, really important. And I'm gonna show you what I did. To me, it was like preparing for these was more like studying for finals. It wasn't easy. I think the acceptance rate was less than like 5%. Definitely not easy. It was more challenging, and then studying for those tech coding interview was more challenging, possibly more challenging than studying for one final exam. I spent an entire month and a half to prepare for that tech interview questions, and it could be super challenging and tricky. And you are pressured to do that in front of people in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes window. So definitely you need to practice it with your friend, like do a mock interview kind of thing to get used to a code on whiteboard. So that's that. And other than that, in terms of resume and the tech coding interview practice, as I said, you just need to buy those books like Cracking the Coding Interview or Programming Interview Exposed, or you just need to go to a website like Geeks for Geeks. Behavioral. You basically need to connect dots, like where you're coming from, background. Definitely talk about your dream and goal, like what do you want to accomplish in next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. When they asked me why I was interested in working at Microsoft, I answered like, you know what, after high school, I worked as tech support technician. Basically, I was doing a tech support, so I needed to make 1 million phone call to make 1 million, to make an impact for 1 million customer. It's a linear process. And then I realized that if I have a software engineering skill, and if I can build some really cool software like Microsoft Windows, which was what I was using at the time. I was using computer laptop and I was using Microsoft. I had no idea how it worked, but it somehow worked. And I thought to myself, if I can have that kind of programming skill to build some software like that, then I can impact, millions and millions of people. And that's the beauty of software. And then, I was wondering after high school, how does operating system work? How does Google Chrome work? How does Google search engine work? I had no idea, but it was working, and I wanted to know how things work. It's like a behind the scene of operating system, or could be about behind the scene of how web browser work, and you can answer like that, simple things, something that you are curious about, something that you wanted to know more about, you can explain that like I did. And basically I pretty much explained to them like, because I have quite a bit of curiosity since I was young, and I wanted to make an impact. I was already working in the tech industry, and I wanted to make a bigger impact. I wanted to know something really complex. I want to understand how complex things work, like operating system, Microsoft Windows, or Google, Gmail. It's so close. Those technologies are so close to us. However, most of us have no idea how they're working. So I just wanted to know, and I want to build that kind of stuff, cool thing, and then impact people. So that's pretty much what I explained to them, and then the interviewer, told me at the end of the phone interview call that she was really impressed by my answer, and then she thanked me to be that honest with her about where I came from, how I became to think about Microsoft Windows or Google or all the technologies, and then how I decided to study computer science to be able to create an impact like the software engineer at Microsoft, Google did. And so basically that's it. Just you don't really need to know about super complex, super advanced computer science concepts. You just need to be humble and be honest about how you got interested in technology and in computer science and in software engineering. And I wasn't those kids who were programming when I was high school. In fact, I wasn't even good at science and math until I wasn't good in high school. So it was only when I went to university that I switched to a science from arts, and I started doing computer science for the first time. So again, you really don't need to be a programming genius at high school to be able to get an internship at Microsoft. I'm the prime example of that. I went to high school in Japan. I was interested in history, so I was thinking about majoring in history university, but I decided to switch to computer science because I worked as tech support technician 2 years after high school. And then that time, it made me think about how technology like software can make a scalable impact to millions of customers. So basically that's the reason why I wanted to work at Microsoft, Google. Before getting your dream job at big companies or whatever the companies you're applying for, you might get rejected, but that's okay because you can still apply next year, or you can still apply like every 8 months, every 10 months, because you're always improving your skills, and you're next time you apply, you have more skills, more knowledge, more experience. So those companies are always open to interview you with new skills. So do apply. Do not get discouraged by getting rejected by companies, because it is not really rejections. You are not ready for it at the time, but it's basically it is not a rejection. Don't take things personally, and do apply as many companies as possible if you want, and get experience. That's most important thing. Get experience. It doesn't matter if you work at company X, Y, Z. All it matters is you are improving your skills, computer science experience, software engineering experience. So yeah, you get to meet so many other students from different college, like from MIT or University of Maryland, from Illinois, Chicago, Champaign, Auburn Champaign, Toronto, UBC, SFU, UCLA, Stanford, UW, of course, University of Washington, University of Waterloo, Texas Austin, you wouldn't have been able to make connections with so many, smart kids from different countries across different continents and country if you didn't get an internship job at Microsoft or Google. So, there's so many exciting opportunities wise, and they pay you really well. Even if you're a second year or third year student, they will pay you more than average of American people. So, there's no downside to it, just the upside, and then more experience and an awesome name on your resume, and awesome people, awesome time, food. Time in summertime in Washington, Seattle is great. Summertime, hiking, kayaking, lake, 4th of July, Microsoft signature event, like free food, free music concert usually, and a free gift at the end of it. Just amazing place to be if you want to be a good software engineer. So do apply and then get whatever the experience you want to get, and go from there. So that's how I got an internship at Microsoft.